Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Epic Parents series. I'm your host, Ritika Subhash, and today I have a lovely parent with me. He's been a part of my parenting inner circle community almost since the beginning, and one who is extremely involved and engaged in the community. So please I offer you a big welcome, Karthik Nagarajan. Welcome to this.
Thanks, Ritika.
Yeah.
Great to join you here today.
Yes, it is my pleasure. And for the viewers, I'm just going to give a brief introduction because the work that you do is very important, and it's something that I think more and more people are becoming quite conscious about. So Karthik actually is a coach. He's a wellness and fitness coach for men. So, being a parent himself, being a father, I think he gravitates towards this idea of fitness and wellness for men. And I would love to hear more about what you do and how you are impacting people around you, Karthik.
Sure, Ritika. Um, yeah, I think being a parent, being a dad was one of the key drivers for me to think about coaching, start this journey, get inspired along the way by my son, and of course by my clients as well. Everyone who I work with. It's been I would say it's a lot of learning and being a parent, though it started off as purely fitness focused, the reason I work with people, try and help them improve their lives. Uh, Along the way, as I became a stay-at-home dad,
Mm-hmm.
completely moved from my corporate role to becoming a fitness coach,
Mm-hmm.
is when I started exploring more about uh, becoming a better parent. That's why I started following your work.
Mm-hmm.
I think we connected on LinkedIn, and then we took that further by me becoming a part of your inner circle, and it's been a lovely journey so far. Uh, Thanks for saying that I'm involved. I would like to do more,
Yeah.
but I know we are all doing a lot in terms of our work, uh, parenting, everything. And that's great to see everything that you do in the community, keeping it open, keeping it engaging, and I think we have a lot of like-minded people as well there. I think that's helping.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, not only like-minded, we have a diverse group of people. In fact, there are always some topics that are sensitive or heated discussions happen, and I think that is always good because it is a respectful community and it's an accepting community.
True.
And just by virtue of listening to other people's view, all of us are, I think, becoming more empathetic, right? When you observe something only from your perspective, you tend to become very biased and very rigid in your thought process. But if parenting has taught me anything, is the fact that you have to really stop thinking about I, me, myself all the time. And you really have to enter another person's world to empathize with them, to understand what they're going through, and to support them. Because at the end of the day, whether it is parenting or any other relationship, everybody is seeking genuine, authentic support. So,
True.
actually, talking about that, I want to understand a little bit more about your decision of becoming a stay-at-home dad. I'm very intrigued because, of course, there's nothing hidden that this is not a very common, choice that a lot of men make. Either by choice they don't make, or the society also has certain preconceived notions. So, what was your idea of taking on this journey, and how is it been for you so far?
Yeah. So I had a lot of people ask this question, especially at the start. Uh, and that question would come attached with a bit of doubt, fear, uh, and some of these emotions, right? And even I found myself, if someone wasn't really aware, if someone asked if I'm doing remote, continuing my remote work and also coaching, I would just shrug and say, yeah. I wouldn't care to explain that I've actually transitioned.
Mm.
Uh, so it took me, I think, around a year before I actually told people that, hey, this is what I'm actually doing.
Mm.
Uh, right? Before that, I maybe there was a little bit of hesitancy on my part also. I didn't care to tell people, put it across that I've actually made that transition. Uh, but it took me a while. The decision itself, I would say it was always brewing in my mind, and I don't know if it's at least 5 out of 10 people in corporate life, if you gave them this choice,
Yeah.
would take it. Uh, of course, there's always big the financial aspect of it is what I think stops a lot of us. So I mean, it was a decision which was brewing for a long, long time. Uh, Two things uh, were sort of tipping points for my decision. One was my dad's sudden passing in 2022.
Mm. So sorry.
Uh, yeah, so it he had just retired that year.
Mm.
Uh, I was living in Mumbai. In fact, I didn't even attend his retirement. He had worked in a central government job for all his life, and his retirement day was a huge thing for him. He wanted me to somehow come and attend, at least pay a flying visit, right? Uh, I somehow got lost in daily work. I didn't pay enough attention. I just skipped that event. And then that was also nagging at me. So I
Mm.
decided to come home, be closer to him in 2022 after he had retired. Uh, Summer I had flown down. By winter, he suddenly passed. So
Mm.
that was a big shock for me. Uh, then around this time I also had my son. Uh, you know, tell me something really interesting. It was out of the blue. He said, "When I grow up, I'll ensure I don't, stay on calls all night. I'll ensure
Mm.
I'll be with my kids when they go to sleep.
Mm.
I will put them to sleep.
Mm.
I'll not be working all day, all night." So my dad and my son were two key reasons for
Mm.
me to make this decision. It wasn't, I mean, while it was always brewing, I wouldn't say it was a really planned decision. I'm not someone who believes in thinking 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead.
Mm.
That's just me. I'm not saying that's bad, but
Yeah.
I sort of go with the flow
Mm.
while always thinking, we need to save enough for the future, ensure, we take care of all of that. So wasn't I hadn't built a solid backup, a business plan or anything before I made this shift.
Mm.
Uh, but I did. It was sort of a leap of faith.
Mm.
Uh, and I wouldn't do it any other way, if you ask me now. It's been 2 years now, exactly.
2 years since you formally transitioned from the corporate role to
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I think, I mean, who can understand this better than I? I mean, I'm also in the similar situation where, a few months ago, I decided that I needed to make this full transition to nurture the Parent Academy because, it's only so much that you have, and must be honest with oneself that, what is your capability and capacity to stretch. Especially
Mm,
being a primary caregiver, my primary focus is always on my child, and at no point do I want to be a hypocrite and talk about conscious parenting and not be a conscious parent myself, right? So those things are very important to me, and hence I'm also on this journey. And I would actually repeat your words, which is I wouldn't do it any other way. I think just the feeling and the knowledge that so many families are getting impacted even with small conversations that we have on the parenting inner circle or through
mm,
my art and science of peaceful parenting course. um, it's really something that gets me up from the bed every day. Right. I don't have to think. One thing is always a checkbox that I know why I'm getting up. Now, what I need to do during the day, well, that I've already written on my journal or my notebook the day before. So you feel
Mm.
so much more sorted, right? Because unless you align, and this alignment can happen even in the corporate world. So I'm not saying that you only find your purpose when you become an entrepreneur. You can do it in any shape or form, but to each their own. And I think what you have shown in terms of your purpose, your why, your father and your child asking you that pivotal question. I think these are very important things. The fact that you were aware and in tune with those feelings is also very important, right? Because those moments could have just passed, but you decided to do something about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is, I think, amazing. I absolutely love it. More power to you. Before we leave, just maybe tell us a little bit about, what are maybe one or two things that you're seeing as a pattern in terms of lack of well-being for fathers or men, and one or two things that you would recommend that they can start immediately.
Yeah, right. I think a lot of us, be it with our career, especially with our health, like you said, we only have so much we can give,
Mm,
right? In terms of energy, time, I would never accept if someone says everybody has the same 24 hours,
mm,
right? Parents simply don't.
mm,
We don't have the same 24 hours as a 23-year-old, young, up and coming corporate guy or someone like that, right? So what I think is ailing a lot of us is the all or nothing
mm,
mentality, where and that's also because of how the fitness industry operates. Uh, we if you step into a gym, you always see motivational quotes, slogans saying, go hard or go home or something like that, right? Doesn't have to be like that. And that's something I'm trying to do with my community, where again, 90% of them are parents. It's 100+ community now, where I want everyone to embrace the all or something mentality.
mm,
Uh, as if you're able to go at 100% on some days, great. I think aiming for 80% most days is how we can improve our health.
mm,
It doesn't have to be zero or one. We'll have to find what we can do in terms of exercise, in terms of eating better.
mm.
What is one choice we can make at any given moment without thinking too far ahead, without thinking about perfection.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's been powerful. I worked with the same people in the past, and my coaching, even me as a person, I'm evolving, right?
Mm,
And I see a lot of parents also telling me it's very different this time,
mm.
uh, compared to what it was when they worked with me 2 years back.
Okay.
So I think all of us need to go through that. Like you said, it's about uh, learning. It's about knowing we can be biased. I
Mm.
think if we tell I'm not biased at all, also means that we are biased.
Yeah, we are biased
Right?
towards ourselves, and we have a very different view of ourselves. That, this is a big thing, right? I mean, with parenting also, the acceptance that you are fallible, that you are not somebody who should be put on a pedestal, and children should not simply look up to you and say, हाँ मुझे ऐसा बनना है. You as
Hmm.
parents also, we need to be in this mode of constant learning, improvement, on different aspects. Fitness is one, parenting, relationship management, wealth management, time management. There are so many things to learn. I really fail to understand how can people not be invested in their own learning, because स्कूल में तो पेरेंट्स ने डाला, कॉलेज में societal pressure ने डाला, there we hardly make many choices about our own education. At least traditionally we've not done all of that. But
Yeah.
the world opens up to you when you realize that life, you can learn at any point in life. You can grow and improve in any point. You can break cycles, you can break generational cycles. If your family
True.
has been unhealthy for many generations, if they have been toxic in terms of their communication and relationship management for many generations, you can break the cycle, is what people, parents, everyone needs to understand. So, before we wrap up, I just want to ask you anything specific you've taken up from the Parent Academy or the Parenting Inner Circle, something that you remember, yeah, this is something which was very useful, or I can put it into use for my own life.
I think it's this openness to learning, and knowing that that there can be a lot of expectations both
Mm.
from ourselves and from the world of us as parents. But I think we are always a work in progress. It's good to see all of the reflections that we have as parents there. Thanks for nudging us towards these conversations and keeping us going. Uh, yeah, I would love to see the inner circle, the community growing further. I'm happy to contribute whatever I can.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, it's absolutely word of mouth right now. So, as many people who feel, they can champion the cause. You are one of the champions. Of course, you are part of the thing that Zorba runs every month, the giveaways. So yeah, anything that keeps the engagement on, because it's not easy. For some people, learning comes easy because that's their innate nature. But for others, they have to cross that barrier. They have to first cross the barrier that, okay,
Yeah.
I can even learn about parenting, I can even learn about fitness, all of those things. So once you overcome that, then the world's your oyster. Well, thank you so much, Karthik. I really appreciate your time and your efforts and the work that you do. Please keep us posted. I'll be happy to share any of your resources on the link once this publishes. So all the very best.
Thank you so much, Ritika. Great connecting. Look forward to continued engagement.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.